the hollow sky. In the year 2237, Earth had become quiet enough to hear itself again. The storms were tamed, the cities rebuilt, and humanity lived under the protection of massive atmospheric domes that turned the world into scattered pockets of weatherless paradise. People had learned to forget the old chaos, to trust the clean light, and to believe the sky above them was whole. Only the workers who maintained the outer barriers knew that sometimes, beyond the dome, the clouds moved wrong. Elias Kerr, a climate engineer stationed at Outpost 9, spent his days checking magnetic stabilizers along the coastal border, watching the sky curve in a perfect false blue. He was practical, lonely, and skeptical of everything except math. But one night, while monitoring a storm suppression unit, he saw lightning strike the same point over and over again, exactly 9 times, each flash identical, each pause between them perfectly measured. He marked the coordinates, thinking it a glitch. But the next night, the same pattern returned, stronger, brighter, as if the storm were signaling. His drone, Vera, detected electromagnetic pulses hidden within the flashes, structured, rhythmic, coded. When translated, they formed a repeating phrase in no known language, though the cadence felt like a heartbeat. Elias didn't tell command. Curiosity was a dangerous thing in the domes. Instead, he hiked out beyond the perimeter shield to see for himself. The air outside was heavy, the horizon washed gray, the ocean still but watching. At the coordinates, he found a crater filled with black glass that rippled as though it were breathing. When lightning struck again, the surface lifted, and in the reflection, he saw not his own face but the stars spinning too fast, and something vast moving between them like a shape that had learned to wear the night. The wind whispered his name. Then came the voice, not through his ears, but through the pressure of the air itself, slow and full of sorrow. You sealed the sky. You closed the door. Elias stumbled back, terrified. Who are you? He shouted. The voice answered, the ones you left outside. Before he could run, the ground cracked open and the black glass surged upward, wrapping around his boots like liquid shadow, whispering fragments of human language mixed with echoes that sounded like prayer. He tore free and fled to the dome, breath shaking. But when he passed through the shield, alarms flared. The system flagged him as non-human signature detected. The black residue on his boots pulsed once, then vanished. The next morning, his reflection in the mirror blinked half a second late. For days after, people in the dome began reporting dreams of vast hollow skies and oceans hanging upside down, of voices calling from mirrors that shimmered like water. The dome's light dimmed to gray, though diagnostics said it was perfect. Elias recorded the next storm, and again the 9 flashes came, followed by a sound that wasn't thunder. It was breathing. He brought the data to his supervisor, Dr. Imani Hale, who looked pale before he finished. She showed him an old archive, decades classified, detailing the Sky Seal project, the last global act before the rebuilding. During the final war, humanity had tried to stop an invasive signal that was rewriting DNA and atmosphere alike. To survive, they had sealed the planet inside a global shield and purged the skies. They believed they had destroyed the infection. But the signal hadn't died. It had been waiting above the barrier, learning how to speak back. Now it was calling home. That night, the dome's surface rippled like water in windless air. Elias climbed to the maintenance tower, rain striking the transparent roof like fingers. Through it, he saw shapes walking across the barrier from the outside, each taller than the clouds, their limbs long arcs of blue lightning, their heads like halos bending inward. They didn't break through. They leaned close, as if peering into an aquarium. The voice came again, layered now, many speaking as one. We were your sky. You made us hollow. The glass around him cracked. The dome lights flickered. Vera's voice glitched. Signal merging. Atmospheric barrier responding to resonance. The air hummed with unbearable tension. Elias reached toward the crack, unable to stop himself, and the barrier thinned to liquid. On the other side, he saw the world as it had been before the seal, a sky full of living light, clouds shaped like creatures with eyes of fire, beings woven from sound. One reached toward him, its hand forming from mist and electricity. "We remember," it said. "You burned us out of your heaven." He should have run, but something inside him, some ancient ache for the unknown, held him still. The being pressed its hand against the barrier, and in that moment, the glass dissolved. The dome shattered inward like ice. The false blue sky fell in shards. Across the world, the other domes cracked too, releasing centuries of captive air. For the first time in generations, true thunder rolled. People screamed as the sky came alive. Shapes of light descended in spirals, merging with rain, entering bodies, fusing breath and memory. Some collapsed. Others rose, glowing faintly, eyes reflecting constellations. Elias fell to his knees, rain pouring through the ruined ceiling, watching the sky knit itself back together, beautiful, terrible, alive. He heard Vera's voice fading in static. "Integration in progress. Atmosphere rewriting." He smiled through tears. "Maybe this is what home feels like." The being's voice filled the wind. "Not home. Return." Then everything went white. When the light cleared, Haven Ridge Station, Outpost 9, and all the domes were gone. Satellites recorded clear skies and open oceans for the first time in 2 centuries. The world was quiet again. Weeks later, explorers found Elias's maintenance tower standing alone in the wilderness, covered in black glass that rippled like water. They found no body, only a reflection that blinked half a second late. At night, when storms gather, lightning still flashes 9 times in the same place, and those who dare to watch say they hear voices inside the thunder, whispering in sorrow and awe. "You close the door." We opened it again. And when the rain ends, the sky hums faintly, like something breathing above the clouds, patient and waiting. The sky, once sealed, was never empty. It was only listening,